Hey everyone, how's it going out there? Happy New Year. Today on Retro Davo, the first episode of the new year, we're going to be reviewing Guitar Hero, Van Halen. Now you may remember a while back I reviewed Guitar Hero Live. Well, this is one of the games that came towards the end of the original Guitar Hero series. But this had a lot of potential, but something about it, it's good, but there's something about it, and it had a lot of potential and missed opportunities. So let's take a look at it, and I'll explain what I mean. Take a look. So here it is. This is Guitar Hero Van Halen. Now at first sight, it might look pretty good. You can actually tell who each person is. But once you start to really play it and dig deeper, you realize this game isn't what it could have been. For instance, there is no Michael Anthony in this game. Instead, you get to deal with Wolfgang Van Halen, Eddie's son. And who wants that? Nobody. And another thing, even though this was released during their 2007 reunion tour with Dave, there is no Sammy Hagar era music whatsoever in this game. And that really ticks me off, because they could afford to put other artists' music in this game that had nothing to do with Van Halen. But they couldn't put the Sammy Hagar era music in here? Come on. That's ridiculous. That just really ticks me off. And don't try to tell me that it's because they were touring with Dave at the time. Come on. Twice during the Sammy Hagar era, they released compilations which were half full of Dave era songs. So don't tell me that because they were with Dave they couldn't include Sammy Hagar era. And also don't try to tell me it's because Dave is the better singer, because I'm sorry to say, everyone, but Dave, in my opinion, he is a complete joke of a singer. I mean, yes, back in the 80s, on those first 6 records, his voice was amazing on those records, but what you don't realize is live, Dave is horrendous. He fucks up all the time. You don't believe me? Let me show you. Here's a clip from 1983, back in the day.
Second and 9. Wow, son of a gun. All right. Oh. I forgot the fucking word. Name it, please. She was getting the body made. Looking for a smile.
See what I mean? He's just horrendous. It sounds nothing like the recordings. Tell me Dave is the better performer. because he's not. I'm sorry, but he's just eye candy. But possibly what's even worse than that clip is the fact that Dave, to this day, is still fucking up. You know how I know? I went to go see Van Halen on tour in 2015, just last year. And Dave, though he didn't say directly, I forgot the fucking words, he said essentially the same thing. You want to see what I mean? I'll prove it to you. Here's a clip from that very concert.
He knows every word, every song better than I do. He knows all the moves.
See what I mean? He knows every word, every song better than I do, he said. That's saying exactly the same thing as I forgot the lyrics. It's exactly the same thing. So Dave, I know you're very popular, but I'm sorry. You're a complete joke. But enough about Dave. Why do I think this game fails on so many other levels? Well, for starters, they missed so many awesome opportunities with this game. Beatles Rock Band had already come out when this was made, and they should have followed that formula, where you played Van Halen starting with their young career, and then they progress through the early Dave years. You go through the Sammy Hagar era, and then back to Dave again. That's what they should have done, but they chose not to do that. Which I feel was a really stupid move, because this could have been, of all the old Guitar Hero games, this could have been the top one for that very reason. And they stupidly chose not to do that. So instead, what we got was just any other Guitar Hero, but with Van Halen characters. It's really disappointing. But it doesn't disappoint on all aspects of the game. One thing everyone will enjoy about this game is the amazing sound quality of the music. It's just as good as on a CD or a record. It's amazing. And just the fact that you get to play as Dave, Eddie, or Alex makes this awesome in its own way. The only thing they could have done better was to include Michael Anthony, and I understand why they didn't, because Michael Anthony had left the band and Wolfie was the new bass player, and this game was actually made as a promotion for their new tour that they were doing, because they were getting back together with Dave. But that's where they went wrong with this game, because video games are not promotional tools. They're games that people, even if they have no interest in going to see the concert, may enjoy Van Halen, but just want to play the music. So that's where they went wrong. They used this game as an advertisement tool, and it just totally backfired. I will say, though, even though the characters, you can tell who they are, something about them isn't quite right. They look a little off, and I know this is only a game, but come on, the PS3 was a powerhouse. And I know this is not the PS4, but come on, I have seen better likenesses of people on the PS3 than this. I mean, yes, you can still tell that it's Eddie and Alex and Wolfie and all, but it's just something about it doesn't look quite right. So, do I recommend this game? Yeah, I think it could have been a great game, but there's just so much missed opportunity with this one that it's really, really disappointing. And just because they were getting back with David Lee Roth does not mean they couldn't involve Sammy in the game. I'm sorry, Van Halen. If you had something to do with this makes me really mad at you. But I really doubt it. And besides, video games were never meant to be an advertisement for tours. That's where they really went wrong with this game. So, yeah, folks, if you want to play Guitar Hero, I would still stick with Guitar Hero Live. So, rock on!